I'm Sian. I became a Home Start volunteer about 2 years ago now. The reason being, I've been a stay-at-home parent and I felt like I was a little bit lost. I didn't really know what my skill set was. I heard about Home Start through a friend. I met with one of the coordinators, and then I realised that I did have a skill set. It was being a mum for all of those years, and I had a lot of transferable skills and experience, and I could share that with other people.
I'm Emma. When I came to Homestar, I was pregnant with my second child. We was in lockdown and I felt really down at the time. I actually trained as a Homestart volunteer, but I never got a chance to support a family because we went straight into lockdown.
The Home Start training is absolutely brilliant. It's so in depth. When I met with my first family, I knew that I was going to be okay, and that was because of the training. I could log on, go back through the modules, and you always had your coordinator there, and it was a nice confidence boost as well. Emma just needed to sit with someone, and she needed someone to listen.
Because of lockdown, I was on my own with a 2-year-old and heavily pregnant. My husband was still working at the time, so he was out all day. I felt at the lowest I'd ever been, to be honest.
Having a toddler, having a baby, being in lockdown, there was just a lot going on for Emma. And to try and step out of that and integrate back into a world that Emma hadn't known before was huge. With Emma, she just felt down. Lockdown was incredibly hard on parents who had young children because of the worries we all had. I think with Emma, what she missed out on was what a lot of us had prior to COVID. We were able to go out, sit in a soft play, and talk to other parents about all kinds of things. When we'd put them in nursery, potty training, when we'd just had a bad day. Just having someone to walk into the library with made a huge difference, even down to Maisie learning to socialise because she didn't realise she could actually play with other children.
I think what triggered me more than anything was the loneliness and isolation and not having anyone to talk to. I thought I was cracking up until Sian pointed out to me that not being able to go out with my kids, not meeting new parents, was all part of it. I didn't have anyone to talk to. None of my friends had children, so it was nice to be able to talk to someone about what I was going through. Sometimes as a parent you think, am I doing the right thing? And I didn't have the opportunity to go to toddler groups to get reassurance from other parents that these things are okay. What Sian taught me was everything was normal, I was normal, and the worries I had were just in my head. I think because I was on my own in lockdown, everything just felt so big inside my head. I don't really have any family support. It was like Sian was my family, really. Sian always helped me to think about things in a different way. She never told me what to do. She empowered me to make my own decisions.
I think the wonderful thing about Home Start and being a volunteer is that all we do is share our own experiences with other parents. I'm not a trained member of staff. I don't work in social services. I'm just someone who 10 years ago had children and had some really lonely moments of my own. And I could share that experience with Emma.
At that time, for me, to reach out and ask for help, I knew I had reached a really low point. I felt like I was in a really dark and scary place. I can only imagine that things would have got so much worse without Sian and Homestart.